Hey kids, this is Jack. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Planet Zoo. This is my brand new zoo project. It's the Northwest Vista Zoo. It's going to be a franchise zoo, unlike the previous zoo projects, which were all sandbox, which let me basically build everything when I wanted. This is going to be on a bit of a budget, which means we're not going to be as fancy starting out. I'm basically going to be doing decorations and putting in the fancy stuff as we go along, but I have to build up the cash for it. If you're wondering why I called it the Northwest Vista Zoo, this is the standard alpine map. Look at it. This is just a gorgeous place. So anyway, let's get started. Now, with sandbox zoos, you can move the entrance, but with franchises, unfortunately, you can't. But that's all right. The first thing I want to do is I want to establish the path, and I've already decided that we're going to use the log rounds for the path. I'm wondering if I want to get rid of the curb. Does that look better? Than that. You know what? I'm going to keep the curb. Okay, so let's bring it down to 6. I know that first one's going to be 8 no matter what I do, but that's okay. I'm going to take it down to 6. And 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to run that out 5 spaces just to begin, and there is something I wanted to handle here, and that is I want to do this. This is my OCD talking. If I could change the path back here, I would, but it won't let me. So anyway, there's our initial path. Now, before we get started with anything, one of the things I need to do is I need to lay down some staff facilities, because without the staff facilities, I'm not going to be getting animals, much less anything else. And my staff facilities are going to be, I guess the best way to put it would be they're going to be naked to start off with. By which I mean they're not going to have the construction walls that make them look like anything other than this thing to begin with. I will eventually place those items, but not right now, because to be honest, I can't afford to do it. Not if I want to make a really good looking habitat using the basic budget that I've got. Now, you may notice down here at the bottom, I do have some conservation credits built up. I haven't played, I'll be honest, I haven't played franchise mode in a long while, and as a result, you know, every day I logged into to make my sandbox zoos, I'd click on franchise to collect the free 100 conservation credits, and as a result I ended up with 21,976 conservation credits. Okay, now that is my trading center. In addition, I'm going to need a staff room. I'm not going to be using blueprints for these things, because it's, you know, number one, it's expensive, and number two, I want the challenge of building my own. Now, I may blueprint some things, but I'm not going to blueprint buildings. I'm not going to blueprint habitats. Basically, if I blueprint something, it might be, you know, toys for the animals or something like that. Okay, now I have the trading center and the staff room and the first keeper's hut. The other things that I'm eventually going to need, I'm going to need a research center. They're going to bug me about the hospital and all that. I don't need them immediately. Now, let's. The first thing I want to do is I want to look at the animals that we got. I'm going to go, despite the fact that I've got 21,000. I want cash listings only to start off with. Or no, wait, no, the other way around. I want conservation credits only to start off with. And then I want the lowest prices first. Okay. Looks like we'd probably do well starting off with a peafowl habitat. And I'm fine with that. You know, a lot of people, they're like, well, you know, it's not exactly like they're really, really great animals. Well, you know what? That's okay. They will do. So let's start off with Indian peafowl. You know, for an opening, habitat, peafowls are not that bad. Almost all of these are going to have genetic problems because they're inexpensive. This one's bronze. You know, we might end up investing in him. And he still has fertility problems. But, you know what? Okay, we will take... They're all about the same age. So we'll take this young man here. We'll take this young lady. And we'll take this young lady. And that's going to be our 3 starting animals. Okay? So... what I want to do is, basically I want to do this. The peafowl do not require a great deal of space. They really don't. They don't require a great deal of space. If I recall correctly, let's look at the Indian peafowl real quick. Indian peafowl. 312 meters. We can do that. That's not going to be a problem. So what I want is we're going to put another one here and another one there just to give us a frontage. Okay? And then I want terrain. Terrain sculpting. Here we go. Alright, now let's get it. The width I want 6 meters. That's the same width as the path, okay? And it should be on the grid. Because we're doing this just like that. Okay, and I'm trying to line it up to that center path so that when you walk down, you know, this is right here. This is going to be the first thing you see in the zoo, and we're going to, what I really want, I'll tell you the truth, this is going to cost me money. Oh well. Come on. Oh well. Seriously. You know. What I want, we're going to raise it up to about there, okay? And we're going to bring it in to there. This is what I want. I just want a little narrow moat. Now, why did that one piece not want to go? That makes no sense to me at all. That is straight, isn't it? Wait a second. It looks straight. You trying to tell me it's not? Oh, for crying out loud. Alright. Now, this is about as fancy as I'm gonna get it. And, yeah, that's about as far down as I can get it. So, what I want is to do this very gently, very gently, very gently. Okay? Just like that. Now, this should be enough. Let's look at the path again. There. Okay. So let's get the barriers out. As with all things, we're going to start with the barriers. And as usual, I'm going to start with the null barrier. We're going to run it all the way across the front like this. And bring it in just a touch. And then move this to about here. Okay. And then we're going to switch. Now this is a northwestern themed zoo. So what I want is I want that to be logs, but we're going to drop the height on this to about 1.5 meters. Oh, for crying out loud. 1 second, guys. 1 second, guys. Hello? Yeah, sorry about that, guys. That was my phone, and they wanted to talk to me about my car's warranty. I kid you not. For all the jokes about that kind of thing, that's what that's what. Yeah, I hate those guys. Anyway, we're gonna take this. Because they don't really require a lot of room. Yeah. Let's bring this back just a bit. Then we'll bring this back here. Now, like I said, these beginning habitats are not going to be the fancy schmancy habitats that you see me building. They're going to be pretty basic, and the reason for that is because I've only got a certain specific budget to work with, so I have to stay within that budget. And so if they get a little basic at the beginning, you know, I do plan on decorating them, and I do plan on making them nice and fancy. But to begin, they're going to be really rough. I mean, not rough as in horrible rough, but you know, they're going to be basic. Because expenses climb when you're building these things. You know, I mean, to give you an idea, the cheetah habitat that I built, right? The cheetah habitat that I built in the Jakarta Bachawar Zoo probably would cost $50,000 if I built it in a franchise. And I just can't afford $50,000 for a single habitat, at least not yet, you know? So, what we're going to do is we are going to you know, go basic and then decorate up from the basic. And it's going to work. I mean, you know, this is a tried and true formula. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, that's a problem. Right. That's okay. That's okay. The other thing is, I'm going to be a lot more flexible with my plans in this zoo than I was with the previous zoos. Namely, I'm gonna have to accept the limitations of the budget and accept that there's going to be things that I just will not be able to do. I mean, you know, this right here is a pretty basic layout right now. I'm sure you've noticed this. Okay, I put this over here, but now I'm going to bring it back this way. Yeah, I want it here. All right, let's see. Okay. I'm sure you're wondering, Jack, what are you doing? What are you doing, Jack? Well, you'll see. Okay. Now, you know, as with all things, I mean, we're 17 minutes in and we're still dealing with barriers, but you know how that goes. Now, I'm going to put except I want this I may just square it off. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. Let's back this away. Okay?